Hey everyone, welcome back. We're seriously happy you're here today. So grab a snack, grab some tea or coffee, relax your shoulders, and enjoy this conversation with us. Because today's episode is going to feel warm, cozy, and very relatable.
Especially if you've ever burnt toast.
Forgotten food in the microwave.
Or confidently cooked something that looked nothing like the recipe.
Which honestly happens to everybody.
Even people who claim they're good at cooking.
Exactly. And today, we're talking about something native speakers discuss all the time in everyday English.
Cooking.
Food, recipes, kitchen disasters, favorite meals, eating habits, restaurant experiences.
And all the natural English expressions people use while talking about cooking and food.
Which makes this episode super useful because food conversations happen everywhere in English.
Family dinners, parties, dates, school, work breaks, social media.
Even strangers become friends while talking about food.
Food conversations are universal.
And honestly, they're some of the easiest and most enjoyable English conversations to have.
Because everybody eats.
Very true.
So let's start with one of the most common questions. Do you cook?
Simple question, but native speakers answer it in very natural ways.
For example, yeah, I cook sometimes.
Or, I'm trying to cook more these days.
Or the painfully honest answer, I mostly order food.
Which millions of tired adults understand emotionally.
Deeply emotionally.
Another super common phrase native speakers use is, I'm not much of a cook.
Ah, yes.
That means, I'm not very good at cooking.
But notice how soft and natural it sounds.
Native speakers often avoid sounding too direct or harsh about themselves.
Exactly. Instead of, I'm terrible at cooking.
They say, I'm not much of a cook.
Which sounds lighter and more conversational.
Another natural phrase is, I love cooking.
Simple, clear, and very common.
Especially because many people connect cooking with comfort and relaxation.
Cooking can feel therapeutic sometimes.
Unless you're hungry and the recipe takes 3 hours.
Then suddenly cooking becomes emotional warfare.
Exactly.
Another phrase native speakers say constantly is, I'm craving.
Oh, yes.
Such important food vocabulary.
Craving means strongly wanting a specific food.
Like, I'm craving pizza.
Or, I've been craving something sweet all day.
Native speakers use craving constantly in food conversations.
Especially late at night.
Nighttime cravings feel dramatically stronger somehow.
Scientifically suspicious.
Extremely suspicious.
Another useful phrase learners should know is, I made this from scratch.
Excellent expression.
It means you made something completely yourself without using prepared ingredients.
Native speakers say this proudly.
Because cooking from scratch takes effort.
And emotional courage sometimes.
Especially baking.
Baking feels like delicious chemistry.
Very stressful chemistry.
One wrong measurement and suddenly your cake becomes a scientific mystery.
Exactly.
Another common phrase people use is, this is my favorite dish.
Very natural English.
Native speakers often use dish to talk about prepared food meals.
Like pasta dishes, rice dishes, seafood dishes.
Another important phrase, what's your go-to meal?
Ooh, yes.
Go-to means your usual favorite or reliable choice.
Such a native-sounding expression.
Like, my go-to meal is fried rice.
Or, my go-to lazy meal is instant noodles.
Which honestly carries emotional comfort for many people.
Especially students.
Definitely students.
You know what's funny, though?
What?
People watch cooking videos even when they're not planning to cook.
Oh, yes.
They just sit there watching melted cheese in silence.
Food videos have hypnotic power.
Seriously?
Another natural phrase native speakers use is, this smells amazing.
Such a common compliment.
Food compliments are a huge part of cooking conversations.
Like, this tastes incredible. You nailed it. This is so good.
You nailed it means you did something very successfully.
Which feels great to hear after cooking for people.
Because honestly, cooking for others can feel emotional.
Very emotional.
You spend time, energy, effort.
You then wait nervously while people take the first bite.
The longest 5 seconds of human existence.
Absolutely.
But not all cooking stories go smoothly.
Oh, definitely not. Now we're entering one of the funniest parts of cooking conversations. Kitchen disasters. Because everybody thinks cooking is peaceful and aesthetic.
Until smoke suddenly appears.
Exactly.
1 second you're confidently following the recipe.
Next second, you're opening windows and apologizing to the frying pan.
Cooking becomes survival very quickly.
And honestly, native speakers love talking about cooking mistakes.
Especially embarrassing ones.
So let's start with one of the most common phrases. I burnt it.
Oh, yes.
Such classic kitchen English.
It means the food got cooked too long and became black or overcooked.
Like, I got distracted and burnt the toast.
Which happens way more often than people admit.
Toast burns faster than human trust.
Extremely accurate.
Another super common phrase is, I messed up the recipe.
Excellent conversational English.
Messed up means you made mistakes and ruined something.
Native speakers use mess up all the time in casual English.
Not only for cooking.
Exactly.
Like, I messed up the timing. I messed up dinner. I messed up the measurements.
Which is especially dangerous in baking.
Baking punishes mistakes immediately.
Seriously, cooking feels forgiving.
But baking feels emotionally strict.
One extra ingredient and suddenly your cake becomes bread soup.
Horrifying, but true.
Another phrase native speakers say constantly is, it didn't turn out the way I expected.
Ah, yes.
Such a polite way to say, this recipe became a disaster.
Native speakers often soften bad experiences with a gentle language.
Exactly.
Instead of, this food is terrible,
They say, well, it didn't turn out quite right.
which somehow sounds calmer and less painful.
Even when the kitchen emotionally collapsed.
Another useful phrase, I overcooked it,
Very common kitchen vocabulary.
meaning the food cooked too long,
And the opposite is, I undercooked it.
which means it wasn't cooked enough.
Cooking really is a dangerous balancing game sometimes.
Especially when people start guessing instead of measuring.
Oh, yes.
The confidence people suddenly gain while cooking is unbelievable.
Someone watches 2 cooking videos and immediately says, I don't need the recipe anymore.
30 minutes later, why is the pasta crunchy?
Exactly.
Another natural phrase learners should know, I totally forgot about it.
Which is one of the most common causes of burnt food.
Very true.
Native speakers often say, I put it in the oven and totally forgot about it.
That sentence carries regret immediately.
Emotional regret and smoke.
Mostly smoke.
Another phrase people use is, the smoke alarm went off.
Oh, yes.
The official soundtrack of cooking mistakes.
Every beginner cook experiences this at least once.
Or several times.
Probably several.
You know what's funny though?
What?
Even bad cooking stories become funny later.
So true.
In the moment, people panic.
But later, they laugh while retelling the story.
Like, I tried to impress my friends and accidentally burned everything.
Which, honestly, sounds like a movie scene.
A very realistic movie scene.
Another super common phrase native speakers use is, I'm still learning.
Such an important expression.
Especially for beginners.
Like, I'm not great at cooking yet, but I'm still learning.
That sounds confident, relaxed, and natural.
Because native speakers often focus on progress instead of perfection.
Which, honestly, makes conversations feel more comfortable.
Definitely.
Another phrase people say all the time is, it actually came out pretty good.
Ah, yes.
came out means the final result.
Native speakers use this constantly for cooking.
Like, the pasta came out really good. The cake came out better than expected.
That sounds very fluent and conversational.
You know another thing people do while cooking?
What?
They pretend they know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Even while secretly searching, how long should chicken cook?
Modern cooking confidence.
Exactly.
Another useful phrase is, I just threw something together.
Excellent casual English.
It means making food quickly without a strict plan.
Native speakers say this a lot.
Especially tired adults at night,
Like, I was hungry, so I just threw something together.
which often somehow becomes the best meal.
Random cooking magic.
Exactly.
But cooking conversations become even more interesting when people start talking about favorite foods and family recipes.
Oh, yes.
Now we're entering the emotional side of cooking conversations.
Comfort food.
Childhood meals.
Family recipes.
The kind of food that instantly makes people feel safe, relaxed, and happy.
Because food is never just food.
Exactly.
Sometimes food is memory.
Sometimes it's tradition.
Sometimes it's emotional healing after a stressful day.
And native speakers talk about this all the time in English conversations.
Especially when discussing favorite meals.
So let's start with one super common phrase. This reminds me of home.
Oh, yes.
Such a warm and emotional expression.
Native speakers say this when food brings back family memories or childhood feelings.
Like, this soup reminds me of home.
Or, my grandmother used to make this.
That sentence instantly creates emotion.
Because family food memories are powerful.
Extremely powerful.
You know what's funny, though?
What?
People can forget names, dates, and passwords
But somehow remember the exact smell of childhood food.
every time.
Food memories stay in the brain forever.
Especially comforting meals.
Another super common phrase native speakers use, this is comfort food.
Very important expression.
Comfort food means food that makes you feel emotionally relaxed or happy.
Usually warm, filling, familiar food.
Like pasta, soup, homemade bread.
Or whatever people grew up eating.
Exactly.
Native speakers often say, I've been craving comfort food lately.
Especially during stressful weeks or rainy days.
Rainy weather somehow makes comfort food taste better.
Scientifically emotional.
Deeply emotional.
Another useful phrase learners should know, it's a family recipe.
Ooh, yes.
Native speakers say this proudly.
Because family recipes often carry tradition and history,
Sometimes recipes get passed down through generations.
which honestly feels beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Another natural phrase, my mom makes the best,
Oh, yes.
one of the most universal food conversations ever.
Every family believes their home cooking is superior.
And honestly, they defend it passionately.
Very passionately.
Someone says, my mom makes the best fried rice.
Another person immediately says, no, my mom does.
Food loyalty becomes emotional competition.
Exactly.
Another natural phrase, it tastes homemade.
Such a strong compliment.
Because homemade food often feels more comforting and personal.
Native speakers connect homemade meals with care and effort.
Especially meals cooked for family or friends.
You know another really common phrase?
What?
I grew up eating this.
Ah, yes.
Excellent natural English.
It means the food was common during your childhood.
Like, I grew up eating homemade soup every weekend.
That sounds natural and emotional at the same time.
Which is why food conversations often become storytelling conversations.
So true.
One food memory suddenly leads to 10 more stories.
Especially during family gatherings.
Another common phrase, this takes me back.
Oh, yes.
Such a native-sounding expression.
It means something reminds you of the past.
Like, this cake takes me back to my childhood.
That sentence feels nostalgic immediately.
Nostalgic food conversations are honestly some of the warmest conversations people have.
Definitely.
Another phrase learners should know, I learned this recipe from.
Great conversational English.
Like, I learned this recipe from my grandmother.
Native speakers love sharing where recipes came from,
Because recipes often carry emotional meaning.
not just ingredients.
Another thing people do while talking about food,
What?
they become dramatically protective of their favorite meals.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody criticizes pineapple pizza, and suddenly friendships become unstable.
Food debates are surprisingly serious.
Extremely serious.
Another natural phrase, I could eat this every day.
Such common food English.
It means you love the food so much you never get tired of it.
Native speakers exaggerate a lot while talking about delicious food.
Like, this is life-changing,
Or, this is dangerously good.
which honestly makes food conversations more fun.
Definitely.
You know something important about all these cooking conversations, though?
What?
They help English feel emotional and personal,
That's true.
because language becomes easier to remember when it connects to memories and feelings.
Especially conversations about food, family, comfort, and happiness.
Which is why food English feels so natural and alive.
But cooking conversations become even more entertaining when people start talking about restaurants, food trends, and ordering food online.
Oh, yes.
Now, we're entering one of the most relatable modern cooking topics ever.
Ordering food instead of cooking.
Because, let's be honest,
Sometimes people want to cook.
but their energy says absolutely not.
Exactly.
After long days, many native speakers say, I'm too tired to cook tonight,
Such a common sentence.
especially among adults after work,
And usually the next sentence is, let's just order something.
which instantly improves everybody's mood.
Food delivery apps have emotionally saved millions of people.
Very true.
Another super common phrase native speakers use, I'm starving.
Oh, yes.
Important note for learners, starving usually does not literally mean dangerous hunger.
Native speakers exaggerate hunger dramatically.
Very dramatically.
Someone misses lunch and suddenly says, I'm literally starving.
Human food emotions are intense.
Extremely intense.
Another natural phrase, I could eat an entire pizza right now.
Which usually means I'm very hungry.
But honestly, sometimes people mean it literally.
Very true.
Another phrase people say all the time is, let's grab something to eat.
Excellent casual English.
Native speakers use grab constantly when talking about food casually.
Like, want to grab coffee? Let's grab dinner. We grabbed burgers after work.
That sounds very natural and conversational,
Another useful phrase, I'm eating out tonight.
which means eating at a restaurant instead of at home,
Native speakers use this phrase constantly.
especially on weekends.
You know what's funny, though?
What?
People spend money at restaurants while saying, I really should cook more.
Every time.
Then immediately order dessert.
Emotional financial decisions.
Exactly.
Another common phrase native speakers use, this place has really good food.
Very natural restaurant English.
Notice people often say, this place.
Instead of repeating the restaurant name constantly.
Like, this place has amazing pasta.
Or, this place is always packed.
Packed means very crowded.
Usually because the food is good.
Or because everybody online recommended it.
Social media has changed food conversations completely.
Absolutely.
Native speakers now say things like, this restaurant is overrated.
Oh, yes.
Dangerous food opinion territory.
Very dangerous. Another super common phrase, this is so worth it.
Especially after expensive but delicious meals.
Like, that burger cost too much, but honestly, it was worth it.
Food happiness temporarily destroys financial logic.
Every single time. Another useful phrase learners should know, I'm craving takeout.
Ah, yes.
Takeout means food ordered from restaurants to eat somewhere else.
Native speakers also say takeaway in some countries.
Exactly.
Another common expression, I ordered way too much food.
Oh, yes.
The sentence people say right before eating every single bite anyway.
Human confidence during food ordering is unbelievable.
especially hungry.
Shopping while hungry and ordering food while hungry are equally dangerous.
Scientifically proven emotional decisions.
Definitely. Another phrase people use constantly is, "I'm saving room for dessert."
Which honestly sounds responsible and hopeful at the same time.
Native speakers love dessert conversations.
Deeply love them. Cake, ice cream, cookies, chocolate.
Dessert creates immediate happiness.
Another natural phrase, this hits the spot.
Ooh, yes.
Such native-sounding English.
It means the food satisfies exactly what you wanted.
Like hot soup during cold weather.
Or pizza after a stressful day.
Emotional healing food.
Exactly.
You know something really important about cooking English, though?
What?
Because food conversations happen constantly in real life.
At home, restaurants, parties, online, with friends.
And native speakers use these expressions every single day.
Which means learning food English helps your conversations feel relaxed and real.
Not robotic or textbook-like.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. We hope this episode made English feel warmer, easier, and more fun today.
Because honestly, language learning works best when conversations feel human.
And food conversations are some of the most human conversations possible.
Full of comfort, humor, memories, cravings, and accidental kitchen disasters.
Especially accidental kitchen disasters.
Definitely those.
Hopefully now, the next time you talk about cooking in English,
You'll sound more relaxed, natural, and confident like a native speaker.
if you enjoyed today's cozy podcast conversation,
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Real English podcast episodes.
we've got more fun and relatable English conversations coming very soon.
And trust me, the next topic is something everybody talks about.
Thanks for spending time with us today.
Take care.
Enjoy your food, and please remember the smoke alarm is not part of the recipe.